So, you like steelbooks? Well, guess what? I do too. So, I wanted to do a steelbook collection video because I've just done a slipcase collection video. Because I like talking about the collections I have, alright? Jesus God, I like to brag about what I own. Yikes. Huh. Ha! For those wondering, I also have a slipcase video, director's cut, director's videos, and VHS and box sets and all kinds of other stuff, which I did last year. Yeah. So, let's take a look through my Steelcases, and try to go in alphabetical order, but I have 3 right there that I just want to pick up and show you right now. So let's do that. First off, we're going to start off with the letter B, which doesn't make any sense, because most of these aren't even in the right alphabetical order, because I have director's collections. It's kind of confusing. I'm not going to get into it. So I'm just going to go in a random order, probably alphabetical on the shelf after I do these 3. So let's start with Beetlejuice. Boom! This is the latest from Zavvi, the Zavvi release. Of course, there you have his gravestone. The front is, of course, his famous scene, which they actually reprise. So this being the opening, this is the 25th anniversary Blu-ray. I hope you don't get triggered by this, but I do cut off the back, because I actually hate the slip aspects to it. It's actually the iconic scene of him doing that and then being scared shitless. It's pretty fun. So, yeah, I hope to not break most of these films, because I usually don't punch them out of their slots all the time. So the thing with Steelcases is, of course, they come with a slip that usually wraps around. You'll see that in later versions, because I haven't taken it off most of my versions. But I've gotten used to doing this, where I just take the thing off, because otherwise you can't appreciate the Steelcase, the backing and the front, and you've got the sticky thing, or you've got, however it be, tape or glue or whatever. Like, I'm not exactly very happy about having the ratings thing at the front either, but at the same time, it's still a really good looking Steelcase, and I like it. And I've been wanting to get the Blu-ray for a while. So it's quite nicely designed with its, I think that's the right way to put it, yeah, like that. Anyway, it's out of focus. So that's Beetlejuice. Next up we have the 4K remaster of Gremlins. So yes, you're going to see that light sometimes, quite often, because so I can see my viewfinder. So apologize about that. This is the Gremlins 4K remaster on Blu-ray. You have don't show 'em lights, don't water, and don't food after 12 AM. Then you've got Gizmo. Oh, look in the camera. It's very reflective. It's gorgeous. On the back, my favorite. This is probably my favorite Steelcase that I own of recent. That's, of course, Stripe with a chainsaw. On the inside, you have the 4K and the Blu-ray and the little, the backing, of course, and it's actually them in the bar, the Gremlins being Gremlins, obviously. For reference, I actually think the second one's better, but at the same time, like the film, but this Steelcase was great, and because the DVD and the Blu-ray really suck in terms of their quality, and so the 4K is kind of the best you can get. Which sucks, but at the same time, it's a gorgeous Steelcase, so. I feel like I should mention, I sometimes go over for Steelcases instead of the regular Blu-rays, or maybe even DVDs. Sometimes it's because it's 4K, sometimes because I think the Steelcase just looks better in art design. I'm not really big on collecting that kind of stuff, but now I am. It's a new thing. They're more expensive, which is annoying, but sometimes they just look and feel better. Like, for example, this. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the American version. Actually is Region A. You can't obviously tell yet. That being a chainsaw of the house. Very nicely done. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre part here. The state of, I think it's Texas, and the people. It's really nicely designed. You could probably hear that. It got a little busted in the mail, which is disappointing. What is also disappointing, I mean, it really only comes with this, which again, that emphasizes the Region A part of it. And again, it's pretty much the same as the regular backing anyway, but again, I'd like to have it on the inside, given that there's nothing on the inside. Usually there's at least, like with the other two, there's at least a scene or a poster or some kind of artwork, but this is just the disc. And it's disappointing, But it's a nice transfer. This is the 4K remaster on a regular Blu-ray. I have checked it out. It looks gorgeous. I mean, it's not a film that looks particularly great anyway. I've seen it in 35mm, and that was the only time I'd seen it. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's not a great film. It's pretty decent. I'm glad that I was able to see it in 35mm, and given how this was one kind of rare-ish limited edition enough, but at the same time, it's a 4K remastered by Toby Hooper himself before he passed, and it looks really nice. It looks pretty much as close to the 35mm as you could get, so that's really cool. What do we have next? Next, we dive into the shelf. We have all the magical moments and happening. Now we get to the fun part. The parts that I still have the backing on. There are multiple types of steel cases. All steel cases come the same way, but some of them, of course, come with cardboard kind of backing. This one's alright because I've opened it quite a few times. This is the Alien Covenant steel case. I liked it more than the regular Alien Covenant Blu-ray cover. This isn't 4K or anything, it's just regular Blu-ray. The backing being like that. At some stage I might cut it off, but at the same time it's really easy to pop this one off because it is the cardboard version. You do get the xenomorph there, which is nice and cool. And then you open it up, and outside of the digital code, which we don't need to look at because it's a waste of time, you open it up and you find the mural that they showed in the advertising promotional stuff. So that's kind of nice and cool, without maybe this showing in it. There we go. So it's nice, it's cool, it's different. I'm just not a fan of the way that these steel cases are done in terms of course, having this. See, it becomes a nuisance. I don't understand why they do it, but the next Blu-ray will show off exactly how I think they should do these kind of slips. Also, it has an actual sticker, a legitimate sticker for the rating, which is really weird. I kind of just keep it there because it just looks goofy. Still, it's a nice film. I like this film, and the Blu-ray looks quite nice. I'd say this is probably one of the best steel cases I have in terms of the way it's been designed. I've got one further down in the Marvel track that is also similar. This is Alita Battle Angel. Now, I got this specifically because it was, I wanted to get the 4K anyway. It comes with 3D because they all came with 3D. But I just liked the casing. It's actually her hand, which is nice. And did you notice that? How gracefully I just slid that off? What? It's as if there's nothing on the back anyway, which is really shitty. I will be honest. That's annoying. So for the one steel case, really, that I have an actual slip, there's nothing on the back to show off anyway, so that's annoying. However, it's still nice for its, like, kind of collector's edition nature to it. You can open it up, and of course you get the... It's kind of hard to explain, even. You get them sitting there, and you got there looking at... Look, it's the place that they looked at. This, of course, comes with the 4K, the 3D version, the Blu-ray, and the bonus disc. It's definitely a very weighty collection as well, but at the same time, I love the fact that it actually comes in this slipcase. I love that. It's so nice. I wish all of them did that. I hate how they're all like, oh, let's put sticky stuff to make it, all the shiny elements of it get ruined. What? Next up we have Battle Royale. This one's another Zavu newest release. This is one of their limited editions. I like just the kind of look of all the people dead, and then she's on the top. This is a very fun film. I actually watched this edition of it just earlier last week. I saw this film quite nicely on my 18th birthday. I don't recall which version, if I watched the theatrical or the director's cut, because as it is, I actually have the DVD, the Blu-ray collection normal, which comes with, like, all of the versions of the film. It comes with a small booklet. It's pretty shitty. It just tells you what the runtime is for each film. But it comes with the theatrical cut, the director's cut of the film, and the sequel with a bonus DVD. So that's nice. It's all Region A, which is the reason why I wanted to get this instead. which this is just a theatrical cut. If it was the director's cut, I definitely would have gotten it more in a heartbeat, but nah. What else can I say about the Steelcase? I like the red, shiny nature of it. I like how the back of it is the map of the actual island that they fight on. And you open it up, and because it's a Arrow video release, of course I cut off the backing. But again, Arrow video is not really much for backing anyway. You get yourself a special little actual booklet, which actually has an essay inside it, and the inside is the whole class, which I quite like the idea of. I'll kind of try and show it off better. There we go. So it's full spread for showing off the whole entire class. The booklet's quietly nice in detail, and it's a special edition version at least, limited edition too. And I like the artwork. I mean, the other artwork is the logo for Battle Royale, which is a cool logo per se, but I think this kind of shows off and represents the film a lot better than just the logo alone. So for those who complained about how oh, it's not the logo, why can't we get the logo version instead, like the original Steelcase was, I like this one better. Okay, please don't give me beef on this one. This isn't mine. We bought it for our dad for Father's Day, which is weird, because he doesn't really care for these movies anyway. This is Batman v Superman on Steelcase, the Ultimate Edition. I don't even know how to open this. I think it's... Okay, so it actually has tape there because it's the reversible one. Again, another cardboard thingy. One side is, of course, Batman with Superman's logo, and the other side is... I forgot this one was fucked up. The other side is literally a flip over, and it's Superman. I don't know why it's like that. I don't. Why the hell is it like that? What does it have on the inside? Ultraviolet. It has the Batman logo, and it just has the DVDs. It's the Blu-rays. There's not really much. It's not a bad look. I like the design actually with the reverse slip thing. We definitely don't need this cardboard part on it, but it even shows you there what they look like. Yeah, no, we're jumping a bit down the book here because I don't have too many Steelcases, so hopefully this video will be shorter than it is. But then, oh my god, it's the clown! This is the It Steelcase, regular Blu-ray, of course, for the miniseries 1991, with, of course, what the fuck is his name again? Tim Curry. I was about to say Steve Curry, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. We got this because, of course, the new one was coming out, and we wanted to... It was already out in theaters, but we hadn't seen it, and so Mum and I went out to see this one because she remembered it being pretty decent, and so we went out to find it, and we had to go to we had to drive for a whole half an hour to get to the actual store that had it. That's the whole thing when you take off. It still has thingies. It's limited edition, nothing on the back, so that's really why I have never taken the thing off. Also, it looks creepier like this. And I've only ever watched it once. That being said, that's what the inside looks like, which is pretty nice. Let me just get that reflection out of the way. So, of course, you have him as the clown, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty cool, actually, I think, as a Steelcase. It was one of the first ones we got. Or at least I got this, again, this is 2017 that I got this one, and I wasn't really collecting them per se. I got the Alien one, we got this one, we already had a few others, just kind of, ever so randomly. It was not really until this year that I started collecting, Steelcases, but for the most part, I'm liking them so far. If they've got a unique enough design that's different to the Blu-ray, or the Blu-ray looks shitty, or the 4K looks shitty, and I want to get the Steelcase instead, then I get the Steelcase. And this is an alright miniseries. I love Tim Curry in it, so, yeah. I'm not the kind of person who's going to be desperately seeking the Steelcase of every single goddamn movie that exists, because some of them don't need Steelcases, just like how some movies don't need 4Ks. And in terms of Steelcases that we didn't really need, but we still got, Jack Reacher, I guess? Again... it's limited edition, it has its regular cardboard backing, but then you drop it off, and you have more Jack Reacher. I just realized it was held on by tape. I mean, look how... It's not bad. I mean, it's still pretty generic, but it is bumpy. Oh, lumpy bumpy. Open it up, you got, look, it's Jack Reacher, and you got 2 DVDs. I think one's a DVD and one's a Blu-ray. Either way, it's an alright film. Decent Tom Cruise action film, I guess. Never watched the sequel. I think we only really got this because it came with the Blu-ray and the DVD back when we were still slowly getting into Blu-rays, but we had enough of them to be like, well, why not? And it's a Steelcase, so it looks cool, I guess. I mean, the Blu-ray cover looks pretty shitty anyway. I think the Blu-ray cover is just that. So, I mean, I think this was probably the better choice. This one was one I really debated on. I loved it in theaters. When it came out on Blu-ray, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the 4K. That much is obvious. But, and I picked up the regular 4K because the Steelcase said it was out of stock. Went up to the counter. Woman was about to scan it, and she's like, "Oh, do you want the Steelcase for this? We have a few left over because they were pre-order exclusives, and I didn't want to have to spend that much money on a Steelcase." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's check it out." And hence she presented me with John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. I totally didn't forget that. Boom, doggo. And I saw this, and she showed me this, and I'm like, actually, you know what? That's pretty cool. And like in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, of course I'm gonna fucking buy the Steelcase. If I can get that instead of the goddamn 4K, I'm gonna get that because I didn't like the 4K cover. The 4K generic art poster, so of course you got the regular back in it again. I cut out. The inside's really cool as well. Like it's actually one of those ones that you can actually press the button and it comes out. Wow, magic! If only more Steelcases did that. I hate how you have to bust up your goddamn thumb or finger or whatever just to get out the goddamn disc. So it comes with the 4K, which actually is the R18 version of the film. A lot more violence and blood and gore. As well as the regular MA Blu-ray, which is kind of annoying for people like my friends who don't have 4Ks, and it's like, oh, well, I can only watch the non-gory version then, or less gory version. But yeah, I really like this Steelcase. I don't have the Steelcase for the rest of the films, unfortunately, but I figured while this was there at JB, I'm going to get it, so I did. I was happy that the woman was like, oh, I have a few. And then, like, a week later, I went to a completely different JB, and it was just there on the shelf, and I'm like, well, thank God I don't regret having bought it earlier, as in the Steelcase already, so yeah, that's good. It's good stuff. This one I'm still waiting to think of cutting off the cover, but I love this case. Kong Skull Island, just the case of it being the monkey is gorgeous. The back of it's pretty still generic. I think once you take off the plastic, I mean the plastic, even that's the backing, like, whoop-de-doo, yikes. Like, it's gorgeous, I love it. I don't think it has its name naturally. I don't really want to take off the cardboard. It's one of those films that I still want to keep the cardboard on, because I haven't really gotten used to the idea of taking off my older ones. The inside's pretty lame. Oh, fuck. God damn, why do we have all these fucking extra shit? Inside's pretty lame. It's just clouds and stuff. I don't think there's anything underneath the disc. It's like a... Oh, it's like a... it's a skull. Yeah, it's Kong's skull. He's like one of his parents or some shit. I love this movie. I mean, I hated it upon first watching it, and that goes for a lot of movies I actually have on Steelcase, which is weird. But I watched it like a second time on like Foxtel, and I was just like, oh my god, I love this movie. Because like once you get... I'm the kind of person who you can give a second impression of a movie to, like, oh, this is like a nihilistic deconstruction of like Vietnam films, and I'm like, and of course monster movies. I'm like, okay, I like nihilism, kind of. And so I watched it again on Foxtel. I'm like, I'm gonna get this Steelcase, and it's a gorgeous Steelcase. I love it. One of my favorites. Next up, though I don't like the 15 ratings, this is another one of my favorite films, and dun dun dun, it's The Shining, and if you look really, really close, you will see an axe in the corner. This is The Shining's 4K remaster Steelcase. Of course, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I love this film. I have loved it for a long time. I had the regular Blu-ray. And of course I cut off the slip. The inside's just the maze, but it comes with the 4K and the remastered 4K on Blu-ray disc, which has all the special features as well, which is very nice. I guess the extended edition is what it is, if you want to really note it by that. I've kind of got this now stuck in there. What have I done? Alright. I love this film. I love the 4K as well. The 4K is gorgeous. It's such a beautiful remaster. I like the yellow parts, because like the original poster was yellow, and the alternate cover, like the slipcase kind of cover that they had, was also kind of nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. But I just saw this, I'm like, that's it, I'm getting that one. No questions asked. Oh, Marvel. I might do a Digipack, Digibook version video, but I might do that after a special Criterion that I have comes in, so that might come out next year. So just thinking about that, because outside of this slipcase video, I also plan to, outside of the slipcase video that came out probably last week, I have this Steelcase video. I plan to do an Arrow video collection and a Criterion collection, maybe a Eureka Cinema one as well, and a Digibook collection. More content. So yeah, the point of me saying that is like, it's pretty much just me advertising. If you want to see that kind of, if you like that kind of stuff, I do that kind of stuff. I do film reviews, I do unboxing kind of stuff. Not too often do I do film reviews and unboxings, but I do like to do big collection videos. This is my only Marvel Steelcase, and you're going to see why. It's Avengers Age of Ultron. Did you notice that little tag? It says $10 because I bought it for $10. This also, beautiful, 10 out of 10. Love it, love it. The backing is Ultron. The front is the Avengers logo. It's cool. I like it. It's stylized. I was never going to get this movie. It's a little wonky in the middle. It's kind of pointless booklets, but then it also has like the whole entire cast on the inside poster, which is really cool. So that's nice if you can see that well enough. And they use a lot of that as well on the side of it. If I can put this stuff back in, the actual Steelcase booklet, if I can focus that on. Focus on the booklet. Focus on the booklet, you bastard. Probably not. You get the idea though. It has all their faces. I'm sorry it doesn't focus on them. It's too small. Next up is a bit of a kooky, crazy one. It's a Chinese film called The Mermaid. I watched this with Dad on Foxtel, yonkers ago, probably a year or two ago. This is the backing, by the way. It's crazy shit, man. And on the inside, after taking out the ultraviolet and the back, you have the inside, which you take out the disc, which luckily it's an all-region disc. It was just popular, I think this is one of the biggest earning films in China, and it's crazy. Like, look at that inside. They're all in a bathtub. That guy's actually in a squid. I think that guy's a regular human. I don't know what the hell's up with her. I haven't watched this film for like 2 years now, but Dad just kept mentioning it to me. He's like, "Oh, do you remember that mermaid film? It's so weird." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then like I looked it up and I found this Steelcase, and I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty nice looking Steelcase. I might just purchase that. And of course, I have purchased it, and I very much like it. It's interesting, it's unique, and crazy bananas. This is arguably one of the first Steelcases we ever actually owned. It's definitely the first Blu-ray Steelcase we owned, because we have a few DVD ones that I'll get to at the end. Luckily, they run in alphabetical order. It's Paranormal Activity. So of course, this is just like the footage of her when she's possessed, and then that's the picture frame that gets smashed. It also like links in through there. It's really creepy. What happens when you sleep? What happens when you sleep? Open it up and you just get like the most. This is actually a really well done one. I like this. So it's the scene with the demon's shadow, and like it links up to them on the bed. And look, they're pointing at it on the DVD. You take out, this is actually the Blu-ray, but you take it. Oh my god. You gotta press it with your thumb. You take it out and boom, look, it's the exact same scene. That is very well done. 10 out of 10. Very well done. Decent enough movie, I guess. It's Paranormal Activity. Perfect Blue. Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue. Very interesting. I wanted to get this only just because I like Paprika and I wanted to get, which is also my slipcase video, by the way. And this is the only version I could find of this. Oh, I don't know if I can show that. It has art cards in it, but they're, has a bit of nudity in it. So, unfortunately the inside's pretty bland. I think there is kind of a back to it underneath that, but I don't really want to take this off because it's kind of really well stuck down. Like, really well stuck down to the point that this doesn't even have a sticker at all. So that's interesting. I really like the film. The Steelcase is quite nice. I don't think the inside is good. Actually, I mean, arguably, it's a pretty mess Steelcase in terms of cover. I think there's something on the back, but I don't know what the hell it is, and I probably will never find out. It's maybe my least attractive Steelcase. I pretty much only got it just so I could get the film. So, yeah. Get what you're given kind of thing. Next up, we have one that's very fashionable. One that's very spooky. Oh my god, it's James Stewart, and he's scared because it's a Rear Window. This is Hitchcock's Rear Window. It's my favorite Hitchcock film. I found this remastered Blu-ray, really nice steel case, and of course Grace Kelly's portrait in the back. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Open this bad boy up. Take out the little plastic backing, because of course they all have the plastic backing. Whoop-de-doo. And it's actually, I mean, I'm not going to really show it, but it's, the whole entire shot is actually just that, but enlarged. And it's really nice. The film is gorgeous. It's a crisp as hell remaster. I've only seen these on DVD before, and this one in particular looks extraordinary. And it just popped up on Zavvi, and I'm like, I get most of my still cases from Zavvi, if not from JB. This one I got, it's a 4K remaster from Arrow Video, and I did not like their Blu-ray cover, nor their collection video one. This is Hideo Nakata's Ringu. Screaming face, like, look at that, that is horrifying. But then you go to the back, and it's the goddamn face of the woman, and she wants to eat your face. It's subtle, I like it. It's a unique color design, very red and black. You open it up, of course, you get the inner poster, which actually has her on the mouth, which is really nice. So that's the booklet that it comes with. On the inside, outside of some paper and an ad, and of course the regular backing, actually it's a book, it comes with a booklet. You get the part of her coming out of the TV, which is cool, which is like one of the theatrical posters or something. And then you get some part of a well, I think. It's hard to really discern what it is. I preferred this over the regular Blu-ray 4K remaster, and I love this film. It is scary as shit, and it's beautiful. And especially on 4K, it looks mega good. This one I'll go over briefly, because it's not actually mine. This is the limited edition JB exclusive cover for Taken 2. I've never even seen this film, it's not even mine. This is actually a DVD, so it's longer. This is the Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott, Robin Hood on Steelcase. It's the same picture on the back. Oh wait. Does it do that? Does it do that? Oh my god, it does! Oh, that's actually really nice. Look at that. Look, it's even got the people on the back, on the bottom. Focus, you bastard. There you go. Yeah. Cool. Oscar Isaac. Yes, I do. Yeah, it's not bad, actually. I haven't actually. Epic limited edition. Yeah, it's pretty bland on the inside. Very metal. And it is just purely DVD, which is kind of weird. But I mean, I guess this is back when DVDs were starting to become popularized for the Steelcase function. Like, Blu-rays are great, but you can get this film on DVD and Steelcase, and it's limited edition, and it's epic limited edition. Gotta get that thumbnail image. Oh, lucky last. Oh, this one's luckily it's over there. That's very convenient. The Wolfman. Again, this is my dad's. Decent, I guess, on the inside and outside. But then you reveal, it's creepy. It's actually, I like the kind of portrait look, because of course this is a DVD still. It's probably going to be empty as hell on the inside. Yeah, empty as hell. These are just the DVD ones. I guess my dad got it because it looked cool. Good enough for me. And that's my Steelcase collection. So if you liked it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more. Check out here, maybe there will be playlists eventually popping up. I've got, I think I call it my film and TV shelf or something, my film shelf, where I look at my box sets, my slipcases, Criterion, Arrow Video, all kinds of stuff. Last week, of course, I released my slipcase video. I plan to do a Arrow Video, Criterion, potentially Eureka, and maybe a digibook as well. I don't have very many digibooks, but it's nice to kind of look at the limited amount I have and to analyze each one individually and kind of look at how they've expressed the film and help to advertise themselves. But at the same time, a lot of my slipcases are also digibooks, so it's like, I don't know, I might, if I really need the video, I'll probably end up making a digibook specific one, because at the same time I have some Steelcases, which are slipcases that I have in my slipcase video. It gets confusing. So yeah, stick around for those. Outside of that, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have other recommendations for videos or slipcases you want me to check out, or Steelcases you want me to check out, then I probably will. I don't know if I'll be able to film it yet, because it hasn't come in the mail. I have one more Steelcase coming in the mail, which is The King of Comedy. Hopefully I might have images on screen. I don't know yet. If not, I'll have an extra video filmed and put up here. But they have this limited edition one that I was able to get my hands on, and it looks amazing. So hopefully I can shoot that extra part and jump it in here. If not, sorry about that. It just didn't come in the mail in time. It's meant to come in the next 2 weeks, but this is meant to come out in the next 2 weeks. So it's a bit of a burden. Outside of that, yeah. See you guys around.